Hello, welcome back to Next Level Adventures and welcome to Loei, or as I like to call it, Loei, Loei. Oh yeah! This is my first experience ever in Isan. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my first impressions. Isan is the general term for Eastern Thailand. There are 20 provinces here and we're specifically in Loei. So yeah, I love this province. I've been here for like 4 days actually. And yesterday and today is the days I actually went out and explored because I was busy writing my e-book about northern Thailand. But as you'll see, there's beautiful waterfalls, incredible mountains, interesting cuisine. I'm gonna talk about the cuisine here as well because it's different and very unique. I'm trying to be polite. No. Jesus Christ. So you're invited with me and Dreamy to drive around Loei and learn about Isan and experience Isan for me. And I don't know about you, if you've been to Isan, let me know. But if you've never been to Isan, then this is our first impressions. So let's go. Okay, welcome to Loei province. First time in Isan and it's a bit noisy. I've just stopped at a waterfall. I didn't really plan to stop here. I didn't even know it was here. But I'm glad I found it. It is absolutely gorgeous, but it's just a little bit noisy. So I'm just going to move back towards Dreamy. I've had a little look around and it's stunning. It's very reminiscent of the sticky waterfalls in Chiang Mai because that calcium deposit on the rocks there, the yellow sandy looking rocks, that's actually, yeah, like a calcium deposit. And socks and shoes off, you can climb up that waterfall, walk up it, but I don't want to do it today. I don't know, I've driven out here for an hour from downtown Loei where I'm staying, and I'll show you the town later in the video. But Dreamy, she's been making an absolute racket all the way here. She's doubled the loudness and not in a good way, not in a rumble, but in like a bad way basically. And she's leaking oil, and she's always leaked oil, always just drip drip drip, and it's never really been a big problem. She's always kind of just gotten around to it, and as long as I top up the oil from time to time, it seems to be fine. And yesterday I took her to a mechanic and she was there for 3 hours, and I stayed there the entire time and I watched the mechanics work. They opened up her engine, they replaced her seals, which stops oil leaking, or apparently anyway, but it hasn't. In fact, it seems to be leaking even worse today, and it's making a really bad noise when we're driving around. Not so much on the flat, but when we drove up the mountains here, it was a little bit like I was getting such a headache from the noise. And so this beautiful waterfall is too noisy because I feel like my ears are ringing. Not the best start, but that's not Loei's fault. That's my fault and Dreamy's fault. I'm on the way to a viewpoint overlooking, believe it or not, the Mt.Fiji of Thailand. And this entire area just is about an hour south of Loei city. It's very reminiscent of, where was I? Pitsanaluk, you know, with these incredible limestone structures. It's really quite something. Nice area, very beautiful area. So I'm just going to try and nurse Dreamy around today and tomorrow because we've got a lot to explore in this province. This is quite a big province in Isan. It's our first time here, first impressions of Isan. Let's hope Dreamy makes it. Hello! Friendly people in Isan. Everywhere I go, they're like, Falang? Muddy shoes. Oh, Dreamy, Looks like you shat yourself. Well, looks like we're washing our shoes when we get home.
I hate it when your shoes are muddy, man. I mean, not just a little bit muddy, like completely covered. There's like Thai people here looking at me like, are you alright? Where have you been? I've just pulled over to this place. I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful. There's this limestone cliff. Looks like you can come through here, and there's a gorgeous tree just growing on the top of it. See, look. Looks like you can come here, look. Yeah, it's cool. It's a notch, a little hole in the wall. It's not that interesting. Let's go to the the Mt.Fiji of Thailand. This sounds ridiculous, but is it actually as beautiful as, say, Mount Fiji? Obviously it's not going to have snow on it, but I've driven an hour and a half here for it, so let's hope. That didn't do anything.
Bảy xuồng thì cái nó ngầm nhưng mà
Okay, I made it to the summit, or the viewpoint overlooking the summit, and as you saw, I saw the tractors, the taxi tractors, and do not try to come up here in a car. In fact, it's impossible. Don't even know how Dreamy made it, because it was a little bit dodgy, but you get up here and you look overlooking the valley, and there it is, Mount Fiji. Well, not really. I mean, beautiful view though. But you can kind of see what they're talking about because it goes up like that and then it's flat on the top, reminiscent of Mount Fiji. And there's a beautiful lake as well, and you can see down into the valley, which is where we've been driving today. However, I woke up this morning and I noticed in town for the first time that the mountains around the city were less visible. It seems to be very misty or smoky, I don't know. But visibility is not very good and the air quality is poor, so I don't know if there's been a burn or a forest fire, or this is just bad air being blown in from somewhere else. But it's detracting from the views, unfortunately. You can't really see much past a few kilometers, which is sad. But it was still a nice drive to come up here. Dreamy did it. And if I'm quiet, you can enjoy the sound of the peaceful nature up here. Tomorrow, I'll take you to another part of Loei because, like I said, it's a big province and hopefully the weather's better tomorrow, but it's a big province and there's lots to see and do. Good morning, day 2 in Loei province, and we've come to a beautiful place. So let me tell you the story, because it's quite an interesting morning. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I set out at 6 because there is the skywalk, which is actually what I'm walking on right now. As you can see, it's a glass bridge that sticks out over the jungle canopy, and it gives you this 360 view of the Mekong and the surrounding mountains. However, it's very morning misty. It was actually way worse about 20 minutes ago, but it's clearing up very quickly. So by the time I finish talking to you, it'll be cleared up even more. Lovely drive, driving through the misty mornings and going through little villages, very local area, very nice to see the local people, especially in the morning. There's so much activity in Thailand. It's 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. People at the market buying food and vegetables, and it's such a hub of activity. It's very different to the West. We're normally fast asleep at that time. Anyway, then we waited 10-15 minutes because you literally couldn't see a thing. You couldn't see this far in front of your face, let alone the trees just below here. I mean, look, it is quite high. And down there you can see the fishermen. I think that gives you an idea of the height we're at. And then you see, you couldn't even see the river before, but the morning mist has kind of created this misty effect on the glass, so you can't really see down. But that's because of the time of day. I think it's better to come here in the afternoon, I would imagine. But I thought sunrise, epic, but in fact, because it's mountainous and it's the cool season, it creates this quite pretty actually morning mist. So I'm just going to enjoy this. And then the town itself of Chang Klan is quite pretty apparently, and that's 10 minutes up the road, so we'll go there for breakfast. But yeah, the skywalk, not bad. Right, well, it turns out that this little town of Chang Klan is actually very popular. I had no idea, but you walk down the streets and it's lined with really nice guest houses and hotels. Some of them look very posh, and it's right here on the Mekong, and you see the little fishermen doing their thing and people buzzing around on little boats like this guy. Thing is, it's quite busy with activity, especially with the monks and the volunteers in the communities, because it's Tuesday today, but on Friday, so just in a few days, it's Loei Kratong, which is a very, very big Buddhist holiday in Thailand. And it's got me thinking I need to figure out where I'm going to be, because I want to experience Loei Krathong. Normally I'm in Chiang Mai every year for Loei Krathong, and it's fantastic with the lanterns in the sky, but I'm over here in Isan this time, so I'll have to figure out somewhere. I'm sure that it would be lovely in Chang Klan actually to be here for Loei Krathong, but I think by Friday I'll be in Udon Thani or somewhere. So maybe, anyway, so listen, just rambling as usual. I'm gonna enjoy a little bit more time here, head back into Loei. I've got some work to do during the day, but in the afternoon I'll show you a little bit of my local area near my hotel, because there's a really gorgeous little park. I'll eat one traditional Isan dish later on in the video. I want to show you. I've been testing my spice levels here, building up. And now I can eat spicy food, but here it's a whole nother ball game. Even that breakfast, did you see that orange section, that hot sauce? I just dabbed some of that on the egg, and it just so spicy. So yeah, Chang Klan, a lovely little surprise. Okay, so we've stopped for lunch, back in town, back in Loei. And there is a strong smell on my table right now, and I'm a little bit worried because I think I've ordered the wrong kind of food. So let me explain. So I've ordered some Isan food. So this is our first taste of Isan food in Isan. And I can already tell that it's not the same as in like other parts of Thailand. Like when I was in Koh Samui, I think now reflecting back on our time in Koh Samui, the Isan food there was probably the Falang version. I'm sorry, there's a really loud, obnoxious car blasting an advert right now. So what we've ordered is quite simple, really. We've ordered a somtam and larb. Okay, now that sounds pretty normal. So we've seen larb on this channel before. You should know this dish. This is, sometimes it comes without pork, it can come with chicken, it can come with vegetarian like tofu. But you know, the pork is the famous version. And you know, it's delicious, it's really fresh, it's crunchy. It comes with spring onions, red and green chili, lots of lime juice, and roasted rice is on there as well. And it's cut with herbs, including mint. So it's very fresh, it's very crunchy, and very spicy as well. And I love larb, especially with some sticky rice. So this smells and looks pretty much the same as most other larb. However, it does come with quite a bit of tripe, which are these stringy bits here. This is stomach intestines. Can you focus on that or not? So this is the tripe. You know, tripe is very famous in Chinese cuisine, but I don't know about tripe, so I probably won't eat the tripe. But we'll taste that in a second. This is the thing that I have to be really careful of. This is somtam pu pla ra, which means it's delicious, crunchy, fresh papaya salad with chili and lime, except this time it's drenched in fermented crab and fish sauce. And it smells, I'll tell you exactly what it smells like. It smells like on the rocks at the sea with all the crabs and the shells and the seaweed. And you know when it's high tide and you're playing on the rocks with your granddad, and it smells like crabs, like raw crabs. And the reason why is when they're growing rice around here, there's lots of crabs and things that live in the rice. And they don't eat the crabs like we would eat, you know, mud crab or something. They just throw and chop up these crabs and smash them in the somtam for flavor. So you don't suck on the meat, you don't eat the crab, it's purely crab flavor. And they don't cook the crab, it's raw. And then they add fermented fish sauce, and that's why it gives it this brown color. If you could smell this, it's almost off-putting. It's really strong. I don't know if I'm going to handle that. It's also completely covered in chili, and I'm very worried. I'm very worried. I mean, anything where they serve it with you know, a rabbit's dinner. Like this, what is this? We've got lettuce. What's that? I don't know what that is. These look like dock leaves, the kind of things that you rub on your skin when you get stung by stinging nettles. Like this. I mean, oh, it's strong. Okay, Isan food is different. Classic pork lab, lab moo, without the tripe. And that's absolutely, absolutely delicious. Fresh, crunchy, nice and hot, and then the chili spice really hits you at the back of the throat. It's making me salivate. This is delicious. This is, you know, this is a classic for a reason. Lab, spicy lab. Okay, I'm gonna cleanse my palate with beer. And let's move on to the Somtum Poo Pla Ra. I literally can't get too close to it because it stinks. It's really bad smell. Oh, I can see the bits of crab. Oh my god. Oh. Nobody wants to see that, right? Raw, chopped up crab in your salad. Oh. It's so strong. That's a lot. Let's just take a little bit. No. No. Oh. Jesus. Jesus Christ. That is disgusting. Maybe that's what this lettuce is for. Oh, there's a caterpillar on my lettuce. Hello. He's a cutie, but yeah, I'm not gonna eat that. So let's just eat the lab and drink the beer. Isan food is an acquired taste. This is nothing against the chef here or the restaurant here. This is how exactly how it's prepared. I've smelt and seen that dish go out many times all across Thailand and always thought, Jesus Christ, that looks extreme. And Thai people love it. And I mean, they go crazy for that. But it's just not for me. It's just not for me. My first impressions is, other than the food is a little bit crazy, and I'll learn how to order it, and we will improve as we travel around. This is our first time, so it's okay to make mistakes on day one. I'm happy to be here, and I'm excited to discover more of it and really get to know not just the cuisine but what it has to offer, because it's a real mystery to me. I've always just thought of it as emptiness and spicy food. But today's shown me, you know, Mt.Fiji and waterfalls and lots of surprises around each corner. So that's a good thing, because we've only got 19 provinces left to travel in Isan. So loads. This will lead up to Christmas, I think. And then I might nip to Bangkok and see some friends. I haven't decided yet, but Christmas is coming, right? It's nearly December. So I mean, I'm gonna get my skates on. We're gonna bang, bang, bang through the provinces of Isan. We're gonna be spending 1 or 2 days in each province, not like here where I spent like 5 days, I think it was in total, because I was busy writing the ebook and I needed a base. But tomorrow we're on to the next one, and then to the next one. Loei Krathong, many things coming up, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and for one last time, sing it with me. A la 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 la, a la 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 la.